Welcome to Castin Cajun. I'm your host, Tony Fondo, fishing out of Falgout Canal landing in Theriot, Louisiana today. With me is none other than my idol, Lester Bourgeois, former owner of the famous Bourgeois Meat Market in Shreveport, Louisiana. Also aboard is his son, John B. We're looking for bass, so get ready for an exciting half hour with Castin Cajun. Starting off here in Jug Lake, fishing some grass beds, trying to catch bass and redfish. Got a beautiful overcast day, perfect temperature, tides falling. Ought to be good.
Fishing bass with my dad, who I enjoy fishing with, and every chance I get, I go fishing with my dad because it's a special thing to fish with your dad.
Want me to tie that on?
Oh, no, I can do that, John. I can
probably
tie.
better than mine.
I can tie good. I got good eyes. All right, John B. I'm in business.
Oh, fish. Oh, I thought I had a hit. It was my imagination. I stopped reeling to hit the troll motor. I thought I felt something go bump. But it may have been my bait bumping something. I'm using a spinnerbait right now, but since we got nice overcast, lots of times fish will hit a topwater bait under these type conditions. So I think I'm going to change after this cast, unless I catch a fish on this one.
Fight him good.
I try to keep
Fight
my
him
spinners
good,
on the
John.
small side.
Fight him good.
Bass
After
aren't
way,
real big.
fight him good.
Good deal. You want to
That's
keep
our
them?
first fish of the day.
You want to keep them, Lester?
Dad, you want some fish?
Yes, sir.
Daddy wants to keep it.
Yeah.
All right. Where we put?
I don't need but a few, 3 or 4 fish.
All right.
That's all.
I guess since we got a low trolling motor, we'll just put them in the ice chest here. Here you go.
Mr. Twister. Just a slow retrieve, keeping it about a foot below the water. And they're going to hit it. Look for the grass.
There you go, my buddy. Like I was saying, I'm going to try a topwater bait, but John just caught one on a spinner, so I'm still going to go with it. If he catches 2 more, though, I'll go back to I'll borrow one of his baits.
Got a bass. Let's see if we can get us a red out of here.
Yes, sir.
Caught them all together. One big family.
I've been knowing Tony for 25, 30 years. That's a long time. I know that. My memory's not that great. So that would be close. When he was young, yeah, he was kind of stupid.
There's a little gator trying to be sneaky over there. All we can see is his eyes and the tip of his nose. I have to be careful with my topwater bait. He will definitely try to grab it. Yeah, John B. Another one.
He ain't big, but he's a fish. Little bass.
Hey, Lester, I think we know what bait we need to use.
Look over there, Tony. Something just blasted the water.
Oh, yeah.
And here we go. Another little eater.
Yep. Ice
Jumped
cream.
on it immediately. Uh-oh. Stay in the boat. Stay in the boat.
He's good right there. Hey, look at that. Lester's got one, too.
Fish on there.
What's up with this topwater bait?
Black bass.
Like that.
Black bass.
Not only is it not catching... Oh, let me get out the way. Get him, Lester.
Oh.
Good job, Lester.
You got it? All right. I'm going to put him in. Where y'all put him?
Right under your feet. Right.
Almost double.
John,
Yeah.
he hit the water and he hit it. The minute it hit.
Growing up in South Louisiana, as many of you would probably agree with me, is a special place, especially if you're a sportsman. You know, the fishing and hunting, love it. Grew up going to Grand Isle. for my summer vacations, and my dad would take us. We'd trawl and catch a lot of shrimp, crabbing off the beach, chase toodaloos on the beach. We'd catch crabs on the beach, and at the end of the day, we'd have the big table full of boiled seafood, and just some of my best memories as a child growing up. Just love it here. Wouldn't change it for the world.
Since we're catching fish right here, on this remote control that I've got here, they got a button that looks like an anchor. See that? You just press anchor, and I don't have to do anything. The trolling motor will hold us here by itself.
The first speckled trout trip I made, we fished with cane poles.
Come on.
With shrimp, and we had a bushel basket. We filled in little to no time.
What year was this?
Don't know.
Before troll motor.
I would say about 52, about 1952.
It's probably, I think we have like 1.5 foot range in tide, which is very good. Go, John B.
Tighten up on him, John.
Oh, that's a nice little bass.
Tighten up on him, John.
I got this.
Tighten on him.
I got this. Black water, black bass.
Black
Bass in black water.
water bass. Stick the hook in it, John.
Tony, try it. Yeah, I had a couple of hits over there.
All right, I'm gonna throw my worm over there. Thank you for trying to help me out, John.
Well, I'm trying.
I just had a bite too.
I want you to catch a fish so you can get on TV.
You want me to make the show, John?
Nice little eater.
Yes, indeed.
Do like Jimmy Houston.
Kissing.
Fried, of course. The healthy way.
Can I please have one of those baits that you bourgeois are using?
Why, certainly.
So we just moved further down in the marsh. We're in a bay, shallow bay. We're gonna come up on a little canal up here with trees on both sides, about 6 feet of water. Hopefully we can catch some reds and bass.
Try a little gold spoon. Catch a lot of... Good thing about this wobble right, bass and reds will hit that.
Fish on, a little bass for the Castin Cajun. On a red shad, culprit red shad worm. Another little eater. Not a tournament fish, but we're not fishing a tournament. Not that we wouldn't like to catch some tournament fish. We'll let those go. But we'll have a fish fry. Uh-oh, John's got one. All right. Unless I hate to ask you to stand up, you know, but I'm gonna throw this in there. Get him, John B.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that JB got what?
Oh, he wasn't coming off. He wanted the whole thing. I'm gonna need something for this one. But I'm cutting another finger off.
There you go. Ooh, he's bleeding all over too. Hold him over there.
Got him. A little bloody.
A bloody bass, like the English say.
Close it up, Daddy, right quick.
I met Tony Fontenot, at our friend Johnny McCullough's gym. He had a gym in his backyard, and we started working out together, and Tony was there, and I'd say, Tony, 25 years, right before I graduated high school. So I've been knowing Tony for a long time. Good friend to have, just enjoy. We fished a lot together. Of course, we hadn't been fishing much lately since I opened this new business, but it's starting to get better where I can get a little more time to myself, and hopefully we can fish a little more together.
Come on, Bass-a-rooney.
Jack Boss had an old Buick, and we had dates at Newcomb in New Orleans. So we went to pick him up, and to get there, we had about 4 or 5 quarts of motor oil. So on the way, we stopped twice, put motor oil in that old car, and we made it. So we get there, we pick him up, we decide we got to come back to Houma to go to the dance hall. On the way, 2 more quarts of oil. We did that. Before we went back to New Orleans, we picked up some more oil. Then we came back from New Orleans with no lights, just a flashlight.
A flashlight.
All the way from New Orleans.
Wow.
Nice one, nice one.
There he is. I told you they had some bass in here, Lester. I caught it on the bait John B gave me.
Do it again, Tony.
I'll do it, Lester. You want to open the box for me then? I'll put them in there for you. Add to your fish fry. Beautiful little eater.
He ain't getting out of here.
No. Is that enough to make you pick up your rod or not yet? Fish on, John B. What you got, John? Red.
Bass.
Bass on red.
After a million throws.
Wow.
Boy, I've been throwing there 100 times.
He just swam there. He must have just got there.
He just showed up. I tried to let y'all catch him. So I said, well, y'all didn't warn him, I'll take him.
Oh, I just had one hit me right there when I was reeling my worm in. In the middle. What you got? Oh, a red. A gasbagoo. Freshwater drum.
I ain't caught that in years.
Makes a good gravy.
Am I right?
Yeah,
Gasbagoo, huh?
that's what it is. Gasbagoo.
Gasbagoo.
Freshwater drum. Freshwater drum.
There it is, guys.
John
One
B.
day, catch them all.
You got it.
Let me do some looking first. Oh, God, I got it. I knew that wasn't no regular bass or nothing.
That little bait catches everything, doesn't it?
Freshwater drum.
Yes, indeed.
I know it as a gasbagoo.
My dad loves those. He used to make a gravy with them.
I've never eaten them. You want to keep it?
Yeah, you can keep it.
I've never eaten them.
You eat that, Lester?
Come out
Oh,
the
that's
water.
pretty, too. This clean water.
You don't tell me, man.
Yeah, I saw my line running. I was giving the camera a heads up. Little bass-a-rooney.
Got a little bass?
Yes, sir.
You sure
So, more for your little fish fry, for you and Miss Rita. You'll put him in the box. I didn't even think about it. I could have just put the power poles down, but I just put the iPod down instead. Yeah, but I still like that power poles. Don't get me wrong. Especially when I got my first power pole, I got spoiled from putting the anchor down and having to pull a rope up. Then we got the Cajun anchors came out after that where you just throw it, but you still have to throw it and pull it up. Got that power pole, got hooked, just push the button, push the button up.
Don't remember to lift it, though.
No, yeah, you got to remember to pick it up before you take off. But they're tough, it doesn't really hurt it. Then I got where, you know, you got to get just right because the current will spin you around when you just put one down. So I got spoiled and got two of them, 2 8-footers. Now I got the 2 10-footers. Man, I don't know what they're going to come up with next. Those power poles are great.
My dad started the market. I took it over in 1949. My son has it now. He took it over in 1978.
I grew up right across the street. My roots are as deep as the oak trees that live there. Been here all my life.
Coming home from school, and my dad would have a truckload of cowhides for us to go salt to preserve them, and he would sell them later when the price would go up. He would sell them. So I'd have to say that was my first experience.
I started my sons out in the meat market. They had to do skinning. They had to make patties. They had to do all kind of meat business. They even had to salt hides. They had to skin cattle. But all my kids had to work. They were brought up working, doing things.
Just typical childhood growing up in the 60s and 70s, you know. Real simple, easy life. We all had chores, you know. We didn't sit around playing with our electronics.
Son of a butcher in South Louisiana. Wasn't bad. A lot of times I'd have to bring boudin and hog head cheese to my teachers when I was in elementary school.
Grandfather started 1891. So, I mean, you really didn't have any vehicles then. It was all horse and carriage. So people didn't have refrigeration, no electricity. So meat had to either be salted, you know, salted down, or it had to be eaten within a couple days. He didn't have refrigeration. So basically when he killed something and packaged it up, it had to be sold. You know, and whatever wasn't sold, he'd come back and salt it down as far as the pork would go, you know, and some of the beef if he had to. But that's basically how it got started, you know.
Yeah, back in '85, we had homemade smokers. Basically little wooden shacks with fire on the bottom, little gravity smoke pit. And it was an ongoing thing to control the temperatures with the wood, because there was no thermostats. We just controlled temperature with wood. So you're always going outside every 20, 30 minutes, either pulling wood out or adding wood to get the consistency you want. And we would smoke it till the color of the jerky was a mahogany color. And then we would add the heat to it by open flame, basically. And yeah, smokehouses caught on fire quite a bit. And me and my brother ran that for 18 years, and we did really, really well. And I always wanted to venture into the wholesale part of the meat business, being to where I wanted to sell to restaurants, convenience stores, supermarkets. So I went ahead where I sold out to my brother to pursue the USDA side of the business, because we turned down lots of business over the years, because we cannot, as a retailer, you can't sell meat to a retailer, to say a restaurant, for them to resell it. It's just not legal. So we had to, so that's when I split off and opened up this USDA facilities.
Everything we do, all the meats, the fresh meats that we cut are all done right in front of you. You ask for whatever, we'll come out, show it to you. Cut it the thickness you want. Grind meat, we probably grind it 2-3 times a day. We make small batches. We don't do big batches. Everything we sell is fresh. Nothing's ever been frozen. So you have to turn it over quick. You have to turn it over quick. We don't make a lot of product at one time just for that fact, because we like to turn it over. And that's the way Dad always did it. It makes a difference. Fresh is better. It's a lot better.
All right, I'm going to show y'all how to debone a chicken, since just about everybody I know wants to know how to debone a chicken. So here it is. We're going to do a little bit easier version. I'm going to start by cutting down the backbone. We do debone them. A lot of times we'll leave all of this intact, but for this purpose, we're going to start to make it a little bit easier for you folks at home to debone. Okay, so we will cut down the backbone, and you're going to skin it around all the way through the breast, to the front, to the breast. Now you got your thigh bone here. You're going to de-joint it here without wasting too much meat, okay? You just want to de-joint it. Then you come up front, same thing with the wing. You're going to pop that joint open, and now we're going to follow the breast down. So I'll take it here, I'll cut this flank meat off, and now I know my breastbone is here, so you just follow down the breast with the tip of your knife, and a very sharp knife is always a plus, of course. So we're going to stop right there. This half of the chicken is deboned, so we're going to come and do the exact same thing here. And if you hit the right spot, there's really no effort to get through this joint here, because they're very tender. And now you're going to remove the breast. The whole carcass is coming out now, like that. Okay? Get this little bone here. There you have it. So now we're going to debone the thighs and the drumsticks. Cut any excess things off of there. So you're just coming down around the thigh bone. And from here, you can put your knife down and just pull it. Like that. Cut it. Okay, and then come here, it's inside out. All you do is push your meat back into the drumstick area. So that's one, and now you're going to do the other side. That's it. Cut it. And there you have your deboned chicken. And now that we have our chicken deboned, we're going to open it up on the table here, and I have some homemade cornbread dressing that we cook here at the place probably 3 times a week. So we're going to just take a little handful, like a little size of a meatball, and I like to stuff a little bit down each leg into the drumstick area. Just get that nice and plump. Another handful here, and just shove it in there, okay? So now you have your drumsticks done. Now we're going to get us a nice portion for the the cavity of the chicken. Maybe a nice little pound or so, pound and a half, and just spread it out on there. Make it real pretty. And then you just bring it together. Really nice, making sure it stays in. And now we're just gonna sew it together. And we start at the thigh. And you're gonna run it through. And you make a overhand knot here. Okay? And then you just continue up the back through the skin of the chicken. And then you just make a couple of little half hitches here. And there we have it. Boneless stuffed chicken. Now we do leave the wing bones in just because it's not that big of a bone and people actually love to eat chicken wings, as you know. I know how much Tony loves to eat, so I prepared him a boudin stuffed chicken just for Tony. So we had this cooked previously. And I would suggest to you folks at home, when you do one of these, just go ahead, cut it in half, and just basically quarter it. Most people can eat a quarter, I would think. And Tony, white meat or dark meat, sir?
I think I'll take one of those quarters of the dark meat.
Dark meat it is, sir. Pretty sure you're gonna like this.
There's no doubt. I ate one at the camp last weekend.
And here's a little extra stuffing that fell out, and
Thank you.
there you have it.
All right.
And how would you like a piece of spinach stuffed bread?
Oh, you read my mind.
One of these.
Acting like this is the first time I tried it. I take this with me every time I go to my fishing boat. This is one of my wife, Julie's favorite.
Spinach stuffed bread. Perfect with a steak or stuffed chicken. This got cold.
I better watch my fingers.
And this is my favorite. I love that. Hopefully it's
still warm.
Still warm a little. That's a great little meal right there.
All I wanted to do was come out with Tony Fontenot and catch just enough fish to have a great fish fry. Winds up from one of the finest boats I've ever seen, and the trip was unbelievable. Well, Lester, I always have a good time when I'm with you.
Thank you.
I want to let everybody know this man is my idol. He's 88 years old. If I live to be as old as him, I want to be just like him. His son John, one of my best friends, since we've been teenagers.
It's been a while we had to fish, but I sure enjoyed it.
We had a good time. We sure did. Recap what we did. We left out of Falgout Canal landing. We didn't leave home till almost 8 o'clock. Found some little bass. Tried to catch a few reds or crab. That didn't seem to work out. But we had plenty enough fish fry, plus threw a few back. Came back to the marina, picked the boat up. Now we're ready to go get something to eat. And we're going to hit the road. Wonderful day. As always, we got to give a special thanks to our military. This is a World War II Air Force veteran. And we want to give a special thanks to our active troops, as always. Until next time, keep on casting. I've got some bad news, folks. Boudreaux passed away. Marie called the newspaper wanting to put a notice in the obituary. Lady on the other line said, "Yes, ma'am, can I help you?" She said, "Yeah, I would like to put a notice in the obituary that Boudreaux died." She says, "Well, is there anything else you'd like to say? You know it's free. You can say anything you want." She thought a minute and she said, "Put Boudreaux died, boat for sale."